very happy morning, and happy morning. And I hope so you're all very happy by the sufficient grace of the God, right? Yes. In today's class, we are just going to discuss one beautiful new topic, energy. Yes. Energy means the ability to do work, okay, to do any work. Energy is required. Work done by a force usually measured by the product of the forces and the distance moved. By the both we can able to calculate the work done. Okay, so energy, in short, what the energy means is the ability to do work. Usually how the work will be measured is it will be measured in the terms of joules only. What do you mean by work? What do you mean by work is to do your work, there should be some force. That force only used to move an object or to keep an object from one place to another place to move or something, that force is required. So that only we used to calculate the work done as force into distance moved in direction of force. These two, the product of the both will use as the work done value. We are going to discuss about this in detail. Okay, so usually to do some work, for example, to do some work, if 1 joule of energy is required to do some work, means at the same time obviously 1 newton of force is required to move something in a particular distance. So these two things are very important in the case of doing some work, in the case of work done. Okay, but whereas if you take energy, in short, it is nothing but capacity to do work. There is more relation between this energy and work. Energy is the ability to do work. To do that particular work, what is required? Force is required. These two elements are very important things. For example, look at this cute girl. What she is doing? So she is riding the bicycle, right? So when she rides the bicycle, she spends some energy to do the work. Actually she is spending some energy there. So after she completes the ride, she will be feeling some tiredness. Okay, why it happens is because of the loss of energy. So to do some work, you energy is required. Unless she spends the energy, the movement of that particular vehicle won't be there. So that is very important to spend energy. So by spending the energy only, force will be taking a place there, then only this movement will be there. Okay, since both the energy and the force has ultimate relationship, to calculate the work done, we have to multiply the product of force, that is F denotes product here and D denotes distance here. The product of the both will use the work done value. Usually we will be the SI unit for the work is joule, so we used to put these SI unit only. And not only these joule is the only unit, even in some cases like electricity and all, for higher power and all, the order will be changing up. For that, kilowatt per hour we used to measure. And power is something different from work and energy. So to find out the value of the power, work done and the time taken should be there. It will be power will be measured in the terms of watt, horsepower or donkey power. Okay, so these are the common things about the energy. So in today's class we are going to see about the relationship between the work and the energy. Okay, and we are going to discuss different types of energies too. As I already told to you, at the time you ride the bicycle or at the time you played in the ground, after few minutes you feel tired. That is because you have spent some energy, so that force was there. Because of that force only the work done was achieved there. So this shows us to understand the relationship between work and energy. Not only that, for example, if you are moving something, or even if you are moving some object, or if you are throwing a ball from ground stress to upstress, because of the gravity, it will you will be giving one energy from downwards to upwards, and the gravity will pushing you down. So there also spending of energy is there, and force is there, and work done is there. So these are the common things which we are doing in our daily life. These will help, will be helpful for us to understand the difference between work done and energy. Okay, if you take energy, we have different types of energies are there. So there are 8 different forms of energies are there, namely electrical energy, heat energy, gravitational energy, chemical energy, nuclear energy, electromagnetic energy, elastic energy, mechanical energy. So like that we have 8 different types of energies are there. We are going to discuss about each types of energies now. Firstly, we'll see about mechanical energy. If you take this mechanical energy, the body will move from one state to another state. To move a object, the to move an object from one state to another state, it possesses some energy. Okay, so that type of energy required to do that work is called as mechanical energy. For example, if you look at the car, initially this car may be initially before starting the car will be in rest only, and after you started it will be in motion only. To move up from one place to another place, it requires some energy. It requires some energy, right? Even if you are sitting in a place now, if you want to walk from one place to another place, initially you are in rest, but after once you started to walk from one place to your destination, until then if you move, it requires some energy. So this type of energy is called as energy to this type of energy which is required to change the state itself is called as mechanical energy. Okay, if you take this mechanical energy, this mechanical energy will be found up in two cases, namely potential energy and kinetical energy. The total mechanical energy of the bodies, to get the total mechanical energy, we have to sum up the potential energy and the kinetic energy. Okay, by summing up the two things we can able to find out the mechanical energy very easily. So in short, this mechanical energy will be possessed by an object whenever we want to move something from one place to another place. If you want to change that particular state itself, that place this mechanical energy is required. Next one, heat energy. If you take this heat energy, for example, if you burn a coal, oil or a wood, obviously you can able to feel the heat energy which is coming out, right? For example, in order to make you to feel this, hereby I have one example. See, look at this picture. Actually, this particular beaker has very high amount of hot water is there, and it was closed with a cap at the top. Okay, since the heat energy, since it has much more heat energy, that particular heat energy made that the top which I covered to move, that lid made the lid to move up, so it started to open, right? This is what the same thing happens in the case of the kettle also. Water kettle we will be having in home, no? At the time of heating that kettle also, once the heat energy received by the water was much more, because of the steam the lid will started to move out. So to do this particular thing, heat energy is required to move up something. Initially it was closed. That is one state. So because of the pressure made by the heat energy, because of the steam, sorry, not pressure, because of the steam made by the heat energy from the water, it made the lid to move. Initially it was closed, it was covered. Now because of the steam, it made the lid to move up. So this process possesses heat energy to do work. This heat energy only gave birth to steam engine also. In 1765, one scientist named as James Watt, who found the steam engine by using this principle only. Now we have electric train and all. So these only gave birth to that vehicle. Okay. Next one is light energy. So light is also a form of energy only. um, we we can't able to feel that energy, but we know what is ordinary light, that and all we know. See, usually for what these light energy is much useful is, it also required to change the state, especially especially to move the atoms. If you take the atomic shells, in that atoms, nearby that atom more electrons will be there, so there will be a movement of electrons. How the electron will be moving up here, here you can able to see the movement of electrons, no? How this movement is happening is, that is because of light energy. A single light or a single slit can't able to make a element to move up, but a beam of light can able to move the small particles like electrons. That is what I have shown you. So these beam of light will make the electrons to move like this in their own shells. Okay. So not only to move the particles, this light energy is required. See, I'm not telling a slit is enough, a little amount of light energy is enough, I don't told. Beam of light is required to move up these small particles like electrons. Not only for the movement process, even even for plants, it requires light energy to prepare its own food. How? You know very well. The plants to the plants are called as heterotrophs because it prepares food by themselves. The process is called as photosynthesis. That you know very well. During that process, these plant will get light energy from the sun, and that light energy will be converted into chemical energy. That is, by that only food is get ready for the plants. It can able to prepare the food by that means only. So this is how light energy is very useful to do work. Energy required to make a object to move from a one place to another place is called as chemical energy. For a vehicle, it might be a car, or it might be a electrical, it might be a train, or it might be a two wheeler, or whatever it is. It requires energies, few fuels. It requires fuels like coal, petroleum, oil to move further. Okay, so that particular fuels are food for them, so it has some energy. That energy will be converted into chemical energy, which will helps to do work. Okay. Sound energy. So usually how the sound will be produced is, n number of vibration will generate sound energy. Actually, this vibrating body possesses sound. When the sound is produced by the vibrating body, the ears, the membrane present inside our ears, will behind to hear, no, hear the particular sound, no. How it will hear that particular sound is, that particular ear membrane will got up with begins to vibrate. As such, how it is vibrating out, it started to vibrate. particular membrane in our ear will start to vibrate. By that means of vibration only we can able to enjoy the sound what we are hearing. For example, now I am telling you something, I am teaching you something, you are able to hear it. Now your ear has a membrane which will start to vibrate according to the vibration of the sound what I am giving. Through that only you are listening now. Okay, so n number of vibrations. So these n number of vibration per second, how long the range will be is, the range will be up to 20 to 20,000. On the other hand, usually sound will measured in the terms of hertz. On the other hand, for animals like bat and all, per second itself 20,000 only. Okay, not only here, the same thing happens in the case of tuning fork also. If you hit up the tuning fork in a rubber and if you place it on the potentiometer wire or if you place it on the table, you can able to hear that sound because of that vibration. Okay, next one, magnetic energy. So magnetic energy means the energy possessed by the magnet. So wherever we are using this energy of the magnet to do some work, that is called, that type of energy is called as magnetical energy. Okay, for example, look at the picture. With the help of the nail, so actually it is nail, with the help of the magnet to lift up the heavy load, we will be using a mobile lift or a mobile crane to lift up a weight using the electromagnet. So here we are using magnetical energy as a energy to lift up a weight from one place to another place. So there also work done is taking a place with the help of the energy called magnetical energy. Okay, so this is called as magnetical energy. So with the magnet we are using the magnet. So what do you mean by electromagnet is, we will be using the magnet. If you allow the electrical energy in the magnet, that magnet will become electromagnet. Now with the help of this magnetical energy, in the case of cranes, we can able to lift however the particular object is very height sorry, weight is very high also. However it is very big also, we can able to lift it up with the help of this magnetical energy. So here also because of the magnetical energy, work done is taking a place. Okay, next one, electrical energy. So if you rub two things together, how you are getting heat energy with the help of because of friction. Like that, I just want to make you to do it in your home. This little small experiment only. This one is. Please take a few amount of paper, little bit paper you take. Even you may do and play in your. You may did it in your childhood days to play. I think so. So if you tear up the few amount of paper and you take a comb, uh, you just rub that comb in the dry hair, you just comb it once in a head, and if you take it near by the piece of paper, it will start to attract not only the paper, even though if it is scale, because already you have rubbed the paper, sorry, you have rubbed the comb in a head, so it will have one charge, and the paper is stationary, it will have another charge. This both together will started to gain energy, so there will be a protection of electrical energy. Okay, so that only it started, these papers started to move towards the charged comb or a charged scale, whatever you took. Okay, and the next one is atomic energy. We can tell it as nuclear energy also. In the case of nuclear energy, these nuclear energy is helpful to have generate electricity. Not only that, to blast a bomb, in all those things we are using the nuclear energy only. It has two important things. One is nuclear fission and fusion. So either if a particle is see, look at this picture properly. If the particle is very big, we can break up it into many small particles. Okay, so to do that work, there will be some energy will be there. So that energy is called as nuclear energy. Not only these atomic energy is required only for nuclear fission or fusion. You know very well, higher particle will be broke up into smaller particle, or smaller particle will be helpful to join it into a one. Not only for this process this is useful, it is also very useful to generate electricity by the means of these atomical energy, which will be converted into electrical energy. By that energy only we are using our electrical appliances. By that only we are getting electricity also to our home, our school, or everything. We are getting energy from these things only. So these today's class, by these different types of energy, I hope so you have understand how the energy is very useful, not only for human beings, for plants and animals also. How the energy is very useful, how the energy is useful in our daily life, and what is the relationship between the energy and the work done, or all those things you understood clearly. I hope so you understood clearly. I just want to rewind the core points alone. So energy is nothing but the capacity to do work, and the unit of energy is joule. And even in sometimes we can also express the energy in the terms of calories also. Not only calorie, kilowatt also we can use. And these energy, in this energy we saw about different forms of energy. So totally we learnt about 8 different terms of energy, and wherever we are using this energy, and in daily life, wherever behind the natural things, wherever how the science is playing an important role, all those things we have learned today. I hope so you enjoyed this session well. Thank you so much. Stay blessed.